Hello ladies and gentlemen, I've had a lot of people coming to my stream and asking me how do I get good at shooting on Apex Legends. So here I'm going to show you how to essentially get good. So what I want you to do is go into the firing range and just pick up every single weapon that you see and force yourself to essentially get good with them, because you never know what gun you're going to land on, and you need to like familiarize yourself with each and every gun. Another step I will go ahead and try and let you do is practice some drills. So for example, you see this big target right here. What I want you to do is practice recoil control. So for example, what is recoil, you may ask? Well, if I were to shoot without holding my analog at all, as you see, my sight is just going. This is freehand, no control whatsoever, and the aim is all over the place, and we didn't really hit our target too much. But what you want to do is sit here and shoot it and control your analog. So what I want you to do is go here and just practice shooting this target over and over and over again until you get recoil control down. Every single gun has different recoil, so you need to familiarize yourself with each and every gun. That's why I want to say. That's why I was saying pick up each gun and just practice shooting it. Also practice different sights. So for example, I like the holographic on this. So just familiarize yourself with each sight. Some people might like the 2x bruiser. You can pick up the 2x bruiser. It's a little bit more zoomed in, you know. So you can put whatever you want on it, honestly, whatever you like. I'm not really too big of a fan on scopes that are really bigger than a red dot sight or whatnot. But that's just me. I prefer red dot sights over anything. That's my favorite. I don't know. I just feel like really precise with it. Another thing is people ask me, what is your sensitivity? Well, here's my controls, my setup. 4-3 is what I run, but no one can ever tell you what sensitivity to run. That is all on you. You have to decide what sensitivity feels most comfortable for you. So just go around in here, play around, maybe turn it up a bit. You know, for example, like look, I'll turn it up to 7.7. I actually run 7.6 on my PlayStation, or 6.5 or something. And yeah, it's nice. You can look around really fast and easy, but I don't really like it too much. So for Switch, at least, I turned it down to 4.3. Another thing that is really important is go to button layout, and I talked about this on another video, but I didn't showcase, I guess. But go to button layout and put button puncher on there, and this will allow you to strafe and like strafe crouch, which is another pro play that many of you may not know what I'm even talking about right now. But instead of just sitting here shooting him like this while standing still like a little bot, you know, if you do this, if you sit here and stand right in front of him and shoot him like this, you know, without moving, you're the easiest target to hit. You're no better than that bot right there, right? So what you got to do is strafe back and forth. And what I'm doing is I'm spamming this button. You see, I'm just pressing it nonstop. This one right here, this button. And that's what the button puncher is really good for. And then I'm going back and forth, left to right like this. And it makes you really hard to hit. It makes you really hard to hit. And sure, your aim's not going to be as precise as you standing right here like this. But I mean, do you want to be an easy target to hit and get killed? I don't think so. So you got to practice doing this. You can do it without aiming, which is, you know, difficult. Or you can do it while aiming, which is also pretty difficult. But once you master that, you'll get the hang of it. Another thing I want to tell y'all is the alternator and Spitfire is a deadly combo. I dropped a crazy amount of damage in a high kill game with both these guns, so I highly recommend getting used to these. I also like the alternator because it shoots a little slower, so it helps with this strafe. You know, it allows a little bit more play on missing some bullets, but you can also one clip people, which is really important. Another thing I want to talk about is go into your settings once again and go to your response curve. And I like to put mine at steady. Some people may like classic. Classic's fine, but steady is what I prefer. So go ahead and just once again kind of play around, see what you like, and that should help you out drastically. Another thing is when you see a target in the distance, you really don't want to sit here and just spray, you know. I mean, this is just, I wasn't really controlling the controller right there actually, but you really don't want to just spray because it's kind of tough unless you got a Spitfire and just a ton of bullets to waste. But you see how many bullets I missed right there? I mean, I could do better control, I guess, but one thing you want to do is sit there and try and burst people, or you can semi-automatic it, so you can just sit here and do one bullet at a time, you know, kind of just shoot them like that from a distance, and that should help put more damage per second actually, you know. Or what you can do is go ahead and burst people, which is what I like to do. So if I see someone at a distance, I'll kind of shoot a few bullets, you know, and let the recoil die down and try and kill them. Otherwise, this is just a spray method, and it's just not that good, you know. I mean, unless you can hit every single shot, which not everyone can do. So what I would recommend is look at the moving targets in the distance and try and, you know, burst them like this. That's a good drill to practice over and over again. You could also try and master the spray But I mean, my word, it's pretty tough. So unless you want to sit here and practice for days, which is what I would recommend doing. Clearly, I need to do it. You could get really good. What else can I talk about? Yes, make sure you just pick up every single weapon though. I highly recommend just playing around with everything because you never know what you're gonna get. You might land on the ground and get a RE45, and you got to practice with this gun. You know, you got to just get good with every single gun because you never know what you're gonna get. But you can also play around and see what weapons you really enjoy. So that's another thing I can really recommend. Another thing I recommend about the button puncher is just come around here and practice running and sliding. You know, it's really nice because you can slide and shoot and stuff. And another reason I really like button puncher is because you can slide and aim at the same time. You know, if you're sitting there pressing A to do that, you got to take your finger off of that, and then you're like looking at the ground, for example. Watch, I'll show you. If I swap to just default button layout, right? It's gonna be way more difficult. Boom, now it's just an extra second that you have to do or take to go back to your analog to aim. People can do it, don't get me wrong, it's definitely possible, but it's not as fluid. You can't be as fluid without button puncher. And this is an old trick from back in the Call of Duty days. What else can I talk about? That seems about it. Just come in here, practice everything you can, practice the button puncher, and I wish you all the best of luck out there on the Apex battlefields. If you want any more questions, or you have any more questions, you want some more answers, go ahead and ask me. I'll be happy to answer any questions I see in the comments, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next live stream. Bye.